Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they surrender before the battle has even begun. They think the war is in the world, but the front lines are inside. They call excuses reasons, comfort safety, and repetition identity. Yet failure is not inevitable. It's habitual, and habits can be broken. True failure is not losing. It's never trying. It's not taking a stand. It's being quiet when action is required. History is full of people who failed, then rose. Edison failed thousands of times before the light bulb became unstoppable. Lincoln lost elections before leading a nation. Disney was fired for lacking imagination before building a world of magic. They didn't escape failure, they transformed it. Failure comes from one source: surrender without persistence. Surrender happens when belief dies. Most people start strong but drift when the noise gets loud. They abandon clarity for confusion. They swap vision for temporary comfort. They trade purpose for passive patterns. Belief fuels resilience. Resilience fuels persistence. Persistence shapes destiny. That's how you don't fail. To escape the fate of most, you must first master your mindset. Your thoughts will determine whether you fall or fight. If you think, "I can't," you never will. If you think, "I might," you might not. But when you choose, "I will," the world adjusts to you. Most people fail in the mind. The real defeat is mental surrender. Before the world says no, the mind often says not yet. But when you refuse to say not yet, when you refuse to agree with limitation, you begin to write your own answer. Clarity is the antidote to indecision. If you don't clearly decide what you want and why, it's easy to get derailed. Purpose gives you direction, belief gives you fuel, and clarity becomes your compass when doubt arrives. Once your mind is clear, your vision becomes unstoppable. Carnegie saw steel mountains. Ford saw cars on every road. Edison saw light in darkness. Disney saw worlds before they existed. What they saw was not gift. It was decision long before visibility. Purpose without discipline is fantasy. Discipline without purpose is oppression. Together, they form the architecture of success. To escape failure, decide daily what matters and pursue it relentlessly. Most people try. Few commit. Commitment means saying no to distractions, shifting priorities, and dramatic comfort. It's not glamorous. It's consistent. It's the daily rate you pay for future freedom. Action makes clarity real. Belief without action is prayer without faith. Vision without action is daydream without impact. Edison prototyped. Lincoln studied strategy. Disney sketched worlds. If they had done nothing in response to belief, they'd still be unknown. Most people fail not because they lack vision, they lack follow-through. Vision without follow-through is just vanity. Adaptability is strength, stubbornness is failure. When life changes, winners don't break. They bend wisely. They reframe setbacks as training grounds, obstacles as opportunities, and crises as catalysts. Failures happen. Resilience responds. Most people fear failure emotionally. They don't learn from it. To escape that trap, fail intelligently. Every failure event is data. Every loss is training. Every fire refines the steel within. Gratitude sustains persistence. Be grateful not only for wins, but for resistance, for loss, for growth disguised as hardship. Because gratitude shifts perspective from victimhood to victory. Most people fail in isolation. They expect external validation to keep going. But those who survive self-approval. They hold their own standard. They trust their own motion. They don't need the crowd. They carry the clarity inside. Learning is your edge. Most people repeat mistakes. Winners extract lessons. Study, reflect, refine. Edison kept notebooks. Carnegie read voraciously. Lincoln wrote to clarify. Growth is intentional study. Failure minimized by reflection. Most people are reactive. Future shapers are proactive. They anticipate opportunities. They design routines. They build momentum before need arrives, because momentum forestalls failure. Resilience is persistence powered by belief and clarity. It's showing up when everything inside says, stop. It's moving forward while the setback still stings. Most people postpone discipline. Empire builders demand discipline daily. Mastering purpose, thought, clarity, discipline, learning, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, all these prevent failure. Failure is not destiny. It's a result of ignoring fundamentals. So how do you ensure you won't fail? You replicate what the great ones did. Think clearly, believe deeply, act consistently, learn constantly, adapt swiftly, and persist relentlessly. That's how you build not only success, but character. Because what breaks at first, adversity never truly existed. What survives adversity becomes unbreakable. Most people fail quietly. They twist excuses into identity and settle for modes they can explain. But you are louder. You are purposeful. You don't fail because you didn't try. You don't fail because you refused to surrender. Most people look for motivation. You cultivate momentum. Most people whisper excuses. You speak decisions. Most people chase results. You build resilience. That's your edge. That's how you break the pattern of most. Most people fail. You don't. You were not built to break. You were not given this breath to waste it on fear, on hesitation, on mediocrity disguised as comfort. You were built to rise over and over again, to get back up after doubt punches you in the mouth, to stand tall when failure wraps its hands around your throat, to say with defiance, "I'm not done yet." That fire inside you, that's not weakness burning out. That's the forge of greatness. That's resistance becoming resilience. Most people never get to feel the full power of their potential because they retreat when it starts to hurt. They flee when discomfort arrives. They run back to what they know, the familiar, the easy, the shallow end of life. But you are the one who walks into the fire and refuses to blink because you've learned something they haven't. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. The reason most people fail is because they fear the silence, the long, echoing silence of progress with no applause. But you must understand, the silence is sacred. It's where real growth happens. It's where foundations are poured, brick by silent brick, before the world ever sees your tower. That's why you must learn to love the process more than the praise, to crave the effort more than the outcome, because the outcome is a moment. The process is who you become. Most people fail because they chase moments. You won't, because you build identity. Average people ask, when will it get easier? Extraordinary people ask, how do I get stronger? One question is rooted in escape. The other is rooted in expansion. Your life will expand as far as your mind is willing to grow. And growth is never passive. It's never convenient. It never shows up with permission slips and comfort zones. Look around. You will see people coasting, choosing pleasure over principle, choosing now over next. And they will say, this is normal. But understand, normal is not destiny. It's just a default. And defaults were made to be reprogrammed. You don't win because of what you know. You win because of what you consistently do with what you know. Most people gather knowledge like trophies, stacking books, podcasts, quotes, but never living them. Information is useless without transformation. Reading 1,000 books won't change your life if your habits stay weak. Watching every motivational video won't move you if your feet never follow your faith. Execution separates the obsessed from the ordinary. An obsession, real obsession, is not frantic. It's focused. It's calm. It's clear. It's consistent. You know who else was obsessed? Da Vinci, Tesla, Jordan, Jobs. They didn't succeed because they balanced everything. They succeeded because they burned for something so deeply they became it. You don't need balance when you're building legacy. You need alignment. Most people fail because they confuse movement with momentum. They stay busy. They talk big. They brainstorm endlessly. But they don't commit to depth. They don't commit to discipline. They sprint in circles and wonder why they never arrive. But success is a straight line carved by repeated effort, not chaotic motion. You must do the boring things brilliantly. The early wake-ups, the extra reps, the 100th draft, the unglamorous details no one sees but everyone will feel when you win. Because while others chase hacks, you're building unshakable habits. And habits are the invisible architecture of achievement. You want to know why most people fail? Because they think success is an event. But success is a byproduct, a side effect of living in alignment with discipline, with purpose, with self-respect. It's not a moment. It's a manifestation of who you've become. There will be days when you feel behind, when your goals feel distant, when your effort feels invisible. But hear me clearly. Your effort is never wasted. Even when it doesn't pay off immediately, it is storing compound momentum. Every action you take is a vote for the person you are becoming. You may not win today, but if you keep voting, day after day, you will win. Because you'll have become someone who refuses to lose. Success is not always sexy. It's often silent. It's invisible persistence in the shadows before the spotlight ever turns on. Can you keep showing up when no one claps? Can you stay locked in when no one cares? That's the test. That's the filter that weeds out most. But if you pass that test, the world can't stop you. And here's the truth they won't tell you. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need you. One person with unwavering belief is more dangerous than 1,000 doubters. Because belief moves mountains. Belief changes timelines. Belief rewrites legacies. Most people fail because they wait for validation. You won't, because you understand this. You are the validation. You are the evidence of what's possible. Every time you rise when others fall. Every time you continue when others quit. Every time you choose discipline when others choose distraction. You are proof that the uncommon path exists. Your life is not a product of chance. It is a product of choices, daily choices, boring choices, unseen, unsexy, relentless choices. That's what separates you from most. That's what makes your path uncommon. So don't look around. Don't ask, is anyone else doing this? Most people aren't. And that's exactly why you must. Stay locked in. Stay obsessed with your vision. Not for applause, not for clout, but because your future self is depending on it. There is a version of you, stronger, bolder, clearer, freer, waiting on the other side of consistency. Keep going. Even when the pace feels slow. Even when the path feels unclear. Because you're not just building a result. You're building a reputation with yourself. And once you trust yourself deeply, there is no force on earth that can stop you. There is a moment in every journey where the crowd disappears, the noise dies down, and all that's left is you. You and the decision to rise or retreat, to burn forward or fade back, to become legendary or just another story that almost was. Most people stop here, not because they're incapable, but because they don't believe they're worthy of the greatness on the other side. But you don't stop here. You step in, because you understand what they forgot. You were born to win, not because it's guaranteed, but because you are willing to do what is required. The masses fail because they think success is magic, that someone will come save them, that someday the timing will feel perfect, that the universe will hand them permission. But the universe owes you nothing. No one is coming. No mentor, no parent, no friend, no government, no divine whisper will hand you destiny. You must take it. With bloody knuckles and blistered feet, with grit in your teeth and fire in your lungs, with discipline so deep it becomes your second nature, with belief so strong it sounds like insanity to everyone else. The road is long, but long doesn't mean impossible. Long just means worthy. And you are the kind of person who finishes what they start. That's why most people fail. They start fast, but finish empty. You, however, finish full of lessons, full of strength, full of scars that became symbols, full of integrity no one can take from you. When people look back at your life, they will ask, how did they do it? How did they never break? How did they keep going? And the answer will not be luck. It will not be timing. It will not be talent. It will be identity. Because you became the kind of person who refuses to settle, the kind of person who chooses growth over ease, the kind of person who lives by principle, not popularity. The world respects consistency, but it bows to conviction. And when your conviction becomes louder than your fear, you become unshakable. That's when things start to move. People notice. Opportunities appear. Doors open that once mocked you. But by then, you're no longer chasing the door. You've become the kind of person who could build their own. Here's what you must understand now. You cannot fake it to greatness. You must forge it. You must be willing to be misunderstood, to walk alone, to be doubted, to face ridicule, to endure the silence where no one is cheering, no one is watching, no one is applauding, except your future self. And your future self is saying, "Don't you dare quit now, you're almost becoming me." You want to know how to never fail? Make your vision louder than your excuse. Make your mission heavier than your mood. Make your purpose deeper than your pain. When purpose is strong, pain becomes part of the process, not a reason to stop. There is no growth without resistance. There is no glory without grit. There is no transformation without tension. Most people want results without the responsibility. They want status without the struggle. They want victory without sacrifice. But if you take away the struggle, you also take away the substance. The struggle shapes the substance. The man or woman who has walked through fire and kept walking is no longer made of the same material as the rest of the world. They are forged, they are fortified, they are feared by failure itself. You are becoming that person now. Every early morning, every late night, every decision to stay locked in when distractions knock, every rep, every rejection, every lonely step forward, it is all stacking. It is building something unbreakable inside you. That's what they don't teach you. That behind every win you'll ever experience is 1,000 unseen acts of private persistence. Success isn't loud, but its echo shakes the world. You must fall in love with the work, not the outcome. Because the work is where the power is. The work is where the warrior is born. The outcome is a moment. The work is who you become. Every single day, most people will hit the snooze button on their life. They'll sleep on their potential, sleep on their dreams, sleep on their character. But you wake up, not just from your bed, but from the fog of average. You wake up to the war between comfort and calling. And every day you choose calling. That is why you will not fail. Because in this world, failure is not fate, it's a default, a setting most never reprogram. But you're not most people. You were born to rewrite the script. Your story isn't finished. Your legacy is still being written. Your breakthrough isn't behind you. It's waiting just up ahead, behind the next hard thing you don't want to do. So do it. Do it scared. Do it tired. Do it with your hands shaking and your heart pounding. But do it anyway. Because every time you push when others pause, every time you stay when others flee, every time you rise when others retreat, you are building the kind of character that doesn't know how to fail. Not because failure doesn't knock, but because you never answer the door. And one day soon, you'll look back and realize something powerful. You didn't just avoid failure. You redefined what success means. You didn't just win in the world's eyes. You won in the dark, in the discipline, in the doubt, in the fire. You won in the moments no one ever saw, but you did. And that is why you will always win. Because you no longer fear failure. You understand it. You use it. You rise above it. You've become the person most people never become. And now, nothing can stop you.